Alright, everybody, we're here. It is Hell in a Cell. 2016 is the Raw exclusive pay per view
for the month of October.
Let's get to talking about it.
Welcome to our spooky review.
It was a pretty great pay per view. I'll tell you that. It was really good. I'd like to think it is probably a new standard for Raw pay per views, hopefully. Because Raw pay per views and stuff hasn't been at par, honestly, and to see this pay-per-view honestly knock it out of the park is really nice.
That killed that whole Clash of Champions they had last month.
Yeah,
killed it. Like it's not even close.
Do you want to talk about the pre-show, or do you want to just jump right into the opener?
Let's talk about the pre-show because I enjoyed that match.
Yeah, pre-show is pretty decent. We kind of expected all the other filler cruiserweights to be in there. But yeah, we had the team of Sin Cara, Lince Dorado, and Cedric Alexander getting the win over the team of Araya Davari,
yes, Tony Nese, and Drew Gulak.
Yep, so it was a fairly good match.
I would have liked to see the bad guys go over here.
I thought they were going to get the win during that match because it would have helped them out more. But
I just find they're all more entertaining, and I feel like you always have to build heels more than you do faces because everyone's gonna love all the cruiserweights in general just because of all the flippy stuff. But you like the guys that are all dancy, like Cedric Alexander and Lince Dorado, and everyone already knows Sin Cara.
Yeah, everyone knows Sin Cara.
Well, yeah, that's why they need to establish faces because no one cares about Sin Cara, even if they do know.
It's true. That's true.
May I just say, the fact that Grand Metalik was not in this show, and they chose Sin Cara over him, shows you how much they really care about Grand Metalik and his Lucha Libre crap.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he had something going on that day. He wanted to take the day off.
No luchador in God's green earth wants to ever take a day off. Unless you're Berta Del Rio, then you're a piece of shit.
Lenny throwing shade at Dario. I like Dario. He's great. All right.
Del Rio ruined Paige.
Let's jump right into the opener. The opening match was phenomenal. It was Rusev and Roman Reigns, and even though we all called Roman Reigns winning, it was great. It was really good. There was some hard-fought action, I guess you could say. Of course, we saw cuts and bruises from both guys. Both guys got kind of cut up from the cage. Like, the cage really cut both guys up. There was a moment where I swore the Accolade was going to be it for Roman, but Superman powered over and speared him on top of steel steps. So, yep, Roman's still champ. So it builds up the prestige a little bit there. Kind of sad because of Rusev losing, but I think Rusev needs to elevate himself, honestly, to that world title stage. Might not happen, but
I don't really see personally Rusev being anything more than an upper mid card star, mainly because, well, look at him, like he compared to
Rusev
everyone else
awesome.
Compared to everyone else that's right now in the league with Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and etc.
Can you name 3 other people who are in their league on the Raw brand?
Well, Chris Jericho.
All right.
Cesaro definitely deserves it more than Rusev.
He's tag team.
Well, yeah, but let's just say in theory, with the whole roster that you have, Rusev would be...
Cesaro's not a 2-time U.S. champion.
Rusev would be like a better choice than Titus O'Neil, but
that's true.
That's not saying much. It's Titus O'Neil.
That's true.
I think he should just stay where he is as a mid card and better himself. Because maybe it's just me. I don't see Rusev with the Universal Championship. I see him as just that bad guy who wins the United States belt and brags to all the Americans about it. Like, he just like raped the country.
You, what the heck? You do know that if Rusev was wrestling about 30 years ago, he'd be world champ by now.
Oh, I love
Well,
this discussion, and you know it's my favorite. He would be like a 5-time champion by now.
Definitely.
30 years ago, a John Cena like would have been like a god to those people.
30 they already had their god. His name was Hulk
30.
Hogan.
Well, no, like 30 years ago wouldn't be like look at like Bruno Sammartino. Bruno Sammartino's not a better wrestler than most of the guys of that era.
30 years ago was the 80s, by the way.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Just want you to know that.
Well, I'm telling you in that like sort of era,
yeah,
the muscle-bound, hairy dudes are always apparently the best choice for a star. But Rusev, even if he was in that era, he would be outmatched by everyone else that's hairy and is a muscle-bound guy.
I like to think
he's not that good. Technically sound.
What? And did you watch Rusev matches saying he's not technically sound?
Watching a Rusev match is like watching a slug try to like attack a camel.
Something new every match.
That guy can do freaking roundhouse kicks.
And Bam Bam Bigelow did those. Bam Bam did a moonsault off the top rope.
That's the point. It's big guys doing big things they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, but besides his super kick being somewhat impressive for a man his size, I don't see anything special with Rusev besides his wife.
All right. We're going to agree to completely disagree there, and we're going to go to the next match.
He's going to be very mad at me when we do our next episode.
I'm already very triggered after you tried to bury Rusev. But,
link in the description below.
Give us your favorite Rusev moment of him being technically sound down below.
His name is Snake Eater.
Yeah. Go beat up his neighbor's roommate, El Jabroni.
No, go beat up his trainer.
I'm smoked with a pencil on
his Facebook. Trainer's in the arena tonight, right?
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll have his trainer beat him up for us. But on to the next thing. Let's see, what was it? Tag team action? Yeah, right? It was tag team action. We had your boy, Enzo Amore, and Colin Cassidy. Taking on
Colin, not Colin.
Colin Cassidy. Taking on your boys of the club. It was the club one, alright. Probably one of the lower matches of the night, I have to say. But the club needed to win, and that's about that. Anybody else want to chime in on that?
It's what needed to happen. It's like I was telling you during the match. It was a team winning that needed the win against a team that will be over no matter what happens.
Yep.
They're going to be over forever just because they're so entertaining. Everyone loves them.
Yeah.
You know, WWE, in my opinion, has been really dropping the ball in the tag team division, especially on Raw, because the Bullet Club being the biggest faction that was in Japan, being super successful, coming to the WWE, losing every single opportunity they had with a New Day. It really doesn't... even though I love Doc and Carl, like, they're really great guys and great wrestlers, watching them try to, like, compete now in the WWE is like how it felt when the Dudley Boys came back and lost so many times to the New Day. It doesn't feel special anymore. It just feels as WWE dropped a huge ball on this, what should have been a cash grab, what should have been just a big thing of having these two guys dominate the tag team division.
It's because they should have dropped the belts a long time ago.
They were probably scheduled to work with someone who's currently sitting on the sidelines that had the Universal title. Cough, cough, Finn Balor, cough, cough.
Well, even
now they don't know what to do with them.
Well, even then, when you had him with AJ, and AJ trying to fight champion Roman Reigns, you could have done so much more, but instead you dropped it, had him fight the New Day, and gave him a doctor gimmick.
Yeah, it's really bad. They still call them Dr. Carl and Dr. Gallows.
It should be Dr. Machine Gun.
They shouldn't. It's PG.
They should have put.
It should be Dr. Machine Gun, like BBs.
They should have kept Dana Brooke with them.
Oh my. Now we have 3 people that are floaters.
Made them some kind of entertaining.
But yeah, it was what it needed to be. And then we go into our next match of the night, which is our second main event, even though it's in the middle of the show. I hate how we have 3 main events that... There's only 1 main event, by the way. And there's only 1 co-main event. Alright? There's no such thing as 3 main event matches.
I mean, unless you have like a VIP show, which is like basically the pre-show main event in like any indie place, you shouldn't be calling it a co-main event.
Unless we have a pre-show main event, a live main event, and a dark match post-show main event. That's the way we have 3 main events truly at that point. But still, we go on to Kevin Owens taking on Seth Rollins and no Triple H tonight. So that's a bit sad. We saw an intense spot from the King of Power Bombs, aka Seth Rollins, where it looked like he was nearly going to Styles Clash and kill Kevin Owens, but then he powerbombed him onto 2 tables. That was crazy. Then your boy Chris Jericho came out, beat the crap out of Seth Rollins, and that's pretty much about it. Kevin Owens retained, and they're still the best friends. So, thumbs up for still being friends at the end, but thumbs down for no Triple H. But the match it outweighs the need of even having Triple H. I felt like so.
At least they're still best friends. That's the best thing they have going right now.
Yeah, and especially going into Survivor Series, I think they'll definitely need that friendship for that to break at Survivor Series. So,
well, I think personally, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens are like the best thing about Raw.
Yeah, straight up, they're like the greatest thing about Raw at the moment, in my opinion. So,
and it's sad to know that they're gonna break up
eventually. Yeah.
Bad.
No list segments tonight.
Yep. After that, cruiserweight action. Brian Kendrick won the title. What?
He's the man with the plan.
He's the man with the plan. Yeah, somehow Brian Kendrick won the cruiserweight championship. Pretty decent in my opinion for a match. I don't know if I'd put the title on Brian Kendrick this late into the feud, because he's had his opportunities, but then at the same time, it's like, man.
Well, look at it like this: would you rather have like Brian Kendrick or Grand Metalik as champion?
I guess the thing about it is
I'd have T.J. Perkins as champion.
Does actually. It probably means that if Perkins happens to, like, if they continue this, it means they can add somebody else to this feud and not, like, because, like, right now you gotta look at the next guys in line. It's all good guys.
Well, that's what they just got the win.
Like,
that's the only thing.
Look at the next few guys in line, though. Like, you got probably the next 2 guys in line are Alexander and Perkins, or Alexander and Swan.
I just think the cruiserweight should be more about like multi-man, not just one-on-ones. It needs to be like big old multi-man matches.
Oh no, that'll be bad.
Why?
The thing is, like,
people be flipping flying
matches. Personally,
that used to do that kind of stuff. Their name was
personally for me.
Wrestling.
Personally, for me, like having like a 6-man battle royal for a title, especially being the cruiserweight title.
Well, no title should ever be defended in a battle royale.
Well, yeah. Remember what happened. We all remember Hornswoggle.
Rey Mysterio?
No, remember Hornswoggle becoming champion in the battle royal?
Him too.
You don't talk crap about Rey Mysterio. We only talk about like the bootleg people.
We've had a lot of bootleg Rey Mysterios then.
I would like it if it was like, I don't know, like how ECW had the 3-way dance, the Lucha Libre style triple threat. I would like it like that.
All this talk of 3 stuff is starting to make me think that maybe they should just put it on. Like, they should bring all the cruiserweights into a triple cage.
Shut up with the triple cage. I'm sick and tired of you bringing up the triple cage. Everything's a triple cage with you nowadays. We will have this argument later.
So apparently a fan said, "Get a effing haircut, you effing hippie," to Brian Kendrick. I like to think that Brian Kendrick's gonna have a haircut tomorrow. I like to think that's gonna be the thing. Now that he won the title, he's gonna get all cleaned up. That's my.
You know what's gonna
thing.
happen? He's gonna turn into the guy from Castaway and tell you all that he still gets laid. That's what's gonna happen.
Now that I got my cruiserweight title, but
I'm the man with the plan.
Yeah, decent match. Decent match. The thing is, after you have that Hell in a Cell match, it's much harder to follow up, especially being a normal match. So, it was what it was, and Brian Kendrick's champ. So, sorry TJP, but just dab on him tomorrow night. Next up, we got Sheamus and Cesaro taking on the New Day for the title. Xavier and Big E, to be exact. I have a big problem.
Okay, let's hear your problem.
Kofi attacked Sheamus because Sheamus attacked Big E with Francesca too. Then led to the DQ, so Sheamus and Cesaro won, even though Xavier Woods tapped out. So it leads to this thing of, are they going to split up Sheamus and Cesaro for no stupid reason, even though they won the match, but they were arguing at the end? But at the same time, the New Day pulled a very heel thing. But Sheamus pulled a heel thing too, so it's it's all the lines are going everywhere, and I don't know, I feel like this was a scapegoat to get away from them losing the belts, because I felt like Sheamus and Cesaro shouldn't be tag team champions. And at the same time, I feel like the New Day should have dropped the belts by now, because honestly, it's getting a little stale in my eyes. I know that's not saying much, but it's like, I think they need to add another layer to this. They need to add like another member or something stupid.
No, I think the New Day has ran its course since like I think even before WrestleMania, when they finally became like where the WWE was like, okay, we're gonna have them be good guys because people are cheering them. Yeah. That's when all of New Day kind of fell apart. And
well, they're good guys just doing bad stuff. I mean, they got really bad reactions from the whole Tom Phillips thing in the pre-show. So it's kind of like, is New Day running its course? And I don't think we'll see them break up for a while. I think they still have a good bit as a team, but I think at the same time, it's run its course. They need to add another member element to this, I feel like.
No, I think personally New Day needs to like die. I think Big E should be United States champion, or what else. He should be like in the mid cards. Big E is the only person that's really over in that tag team.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods kind of been hanging on his coattails.
Uh-huh.
And
do you think having the New Day champs is really hurting every single other tag team on Raw, at least?
Correct.
Well,
it's hurt tag teams on SmackDown too, though, because look at the Ascension and Vaudevillains before the brand split and all that.
Oh no, what about the Dudley Boys? The Dudley Boys' big return.
Well, that slaughtered them.
Yeah, it killed the Dudley Boys. It killed what should have been a cash grab of the Bullet Club. It killed off most of the tag teams in there.
And the only thing they haven't killed off is Enzo and Cass.
I mean, I know Vaudevillains wasn't gonna survive because of the gimmick being way too out there for the WWE audience, because the WWE audience isn't Chikara, but they weren't given anything for this whole rivalry, because no matter what rivalry it's in, even if it's the best tag team on the planet, New Day with their cheesy tactics always win. And I from you complaining about how they won in a very heelish way, most of their wins from their 400 and something run have been because they did a very, very heelish stuff, but they're good guys, so you forgive them. Like it happened in WrestleMania.
Forgive them.
It happened. I'm pretty sure it happened in it happened numerous amount of times.
It's happened a lot. Yeah, it's happened a lot.
So, like, personally, I think the New Day thing someone needs to turn heel. Like, I think Big E should just
Eh,
say, you know what, screw these guys, or
but in what
like
sense do they
someone.
do that though? In what sense would they justify? All right, we're on top of the world. We're going to break everyone's record for longest reigning tag team champions of all time. Which I don't think WWE sees the long term effect of this. Like 4 years from now, all right, 4 or 5 years from now, when we look back and we're like, who's the longest reigning modern day tag team champions of the world? And then they're like, New Day. New Day.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna sound like a real asshole, and I can't wait for people to say so. Black people shaking their hips, banging cereal bowls, like trying to garner to your kids and pander to the widest audience possible. That's what they're gonna say when you look at the longest title reign in the tag team belts. And I think
That's
if
kind of
Big
weird.
if Big E or Xavier Woods or anyone else turns heel, I think it should be solely on that. I think it should be the fact that no one gave a damn about any of these men until they sold out, and that could lead into what like a nation of domination kind of heat. If you racist audience wouldn't give a damn about us until we were dancing for the money. Well, think about it, because like originally the New Day thing,
So who's
like
their
when they
Owen
were
Hart?
first hit. Well, yeah, they should be like the enough and is enough, and it's time for a change.
Who's their
I
Owen Hart?
I am not a dancing nugget.
No. I'm not talking about like the Rock's nation domination. I'm talking about the original, where it's Farouk, Papa Shango, uh, like I meant
Great
with
names.
those guys. Those guys were sick and tired of being second fiddle, and they had to dance for your entertainment. Papa
So
Shango was a racist portrayed character that the fans got over with,
like you
and
were
he
saying,
got sick
like
and
we were
tired.
saying before, they just need a new element to this. They need a new gimmick. They need new something.
They need to break up, and someone has to do something
I
because
don't know if you can break them up though right now. I mean, well, you're in it together, and you're going so far. It's like why break up now?
well,
It's like
I imagine people argued that same thing when DX was gonna break up. When X when Triple H sold out to the W to Mr. McMahon.
yeah, but
I
there was
imagine
that
people said
higher
that.
element to the world title, and it's like who's gonna sell like Big E's gonna sell out to Stephanie McMahon to get the world title? Like what? Get out of here.
No, I think it should be personally on not them selling out to the boss. I think it should be they finally like take a stand and realize that they are like monkeys in a suit dancing for change.
They used to wear a suit, by the way. They don't do that anymore. Just want you to remember that.
Well, yeah,
Remember
like
that?
yeah, I remember, but like it's
Yeah.
basically that. They're right now monkeys dancing to a tune and getting paid for it.
They're
And
getting good pay too. Bootios at FYE and
well, yeah, that's the thing.
Halloween
And remember,
Martian
they
Merch
did
Christmas.
these.
sales.
They did a similar storyline with the Big Show. Remember, the Big Show was sick and tired of being a laughing stock for all those things he's done, like Knucklehead or the Hulk Hogan impersonation or all this stuff, and he
Yeah.
just wanted to be taken seriously. I
And he got
feel
his
Big
own
E
side
could do the same
contract.
storyline, breaking out of New Day.
I don't know. It's going too far and too fast for them to drop the belts now or turn on each other now. Give it when they drop the belts, heck yeah. But now that they
No, I
got the
think
belts, it's of the realization that it's gonna take someone crazy to take the belts off of them now. Like who's gonna come in and take the belts off of them?
Yeah, you gotta build somebody that. Like at this point, you have to either bring in a ringer tag team and actually not drop the ball on them, or you have to build up a tag team, which could take a few months to even get them up to a level to where you could see them as credible
Yeah,
to
you
be able
guys
to take
yeah.
those titles.
you guys are acting as though like the New Day has conquered every single tag team
They
in under 2
have.
minutes.
They
No,
have.
We didn't
most
talk
of their
about the
title
numbers, the
reign
club.
most of their title reign has been BS like cheats.
But they still
They
beat them.
haven't outstrong them.
They still beat them,
mainly they cheated their way into being champions. You could beat the New Day. You could beat the New Day easily, and I feel Cesaro and Sheamus are those guys that could just take them out. I know that your argument is that Cesaro and Sheamus should not even be competing as a tag team. They should be either Sheamus being like a mid card
Well, we
champion
don't have
or
enough main event guys. That's the other problem. We have too many tag teams that are getting squashed. We have too many cruiserweight guys that don't matter outside of Brian Kendrick and TJ Perkins. The mid card scene right now is really just Rusev and Roman, when both of those guys could be at the main event scene, to let guys like the whole Darren Young and Bob Backlund thing shine,
So,
and Titus O'Neil thing shine. Like,
do not mention Darren Young and Bob Backlund.
it's sad, but it's true.
This is
like,
you do not say that in my presence, because that is a horrible thing that should not be on television. And you know what, our friendship our friendship in the middle in this call, our friendship is on the line next time you say Darren Young.
well, let's jump to another thing.
Lenny, don't say that. Trust me, they'll get after you now.
If you mention Darren Young in our next video tech, there's gonna be hell to pay.
I'm a low-key mention Darren Young. I'm gonna just be like really low-key about it, and then like 5 minutes later you're gonna be like, wait a minute.
No, I'm gonna say it like 1 minute later, and I'm just gonna curse you out, and you're gonna have to censor everything I said.
But that's on you, Elder Brody. But onto the next thing. I missed this. Bailey, and we talked a long time for that. Bailey and Dana Brooke. Bailey won. It's time to party now. There's no stopping. Everyone's a hugger.
Brooke with the greatest entrance, the low-key greatest entrance.
Yeah, Dana Brooke. The highlight of Dana Brooke was
her entrance.
You know, she did good wrestling too. I'll give her that. She did. This was probably one of the best Dana Brooke matches I've seen. But,
which is not saying much because they're not all that good.
But yeah, she did pretty good. They did pretty good. Good match. Bailey, and guess who she's gonna face? Charlotte, because Charlotte, Sasha, they very teased actually having a Hell in a Cell match. There is this very prolonged beginning, which involved Slick Wagner Brown, who trains our good friend Lenny over here.
Yeah, I just want to.
The Roman Empire entrance with Charlotte's the little boss VIP executive GTA thingy, 5 entrance with the boss.
Big up to those guys for carrying her big ass to the ring.
But the match kicked off. Charlotte's a heel. She punched Sasha. She put her through a table. They teased even having the match. They had the match.
May I just say, I was actually very worried because it did look like Sasha really got
for a second,
the worst ending there.
It confused me, and because I was looking at the time and everything, it confused me for a second.
I think it was just to tease us, though, because they did that a lot with... I mean, look at Seth and Dean. They teased that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, you looked at that, and you're like, you know what? They landed safely, you know? Like, the table landed in time and everything. It was nice. It was a nice, clean thing. But with Sasha, that table delayed the fall, causing her to land in the back of her head.
I don't know why WWE... going through a time of great injuries and great back and shoulder injuries, decide, you know what, let's have the king and queens of power bombs show up. Like, the amount of nasty power bombs in the show was high. I mean,
you know, Sasha Banks probably like pitched that. You can't just you know, tell someone who just got into back surgery you're gonna do this. Like, she has to be willing to do it, and I'm pretty sure Sasha Banks was
somebody also was willing to do a moonsault off the top of the cage, and we saw how there was no cage climbing at all.
Yeah, but like, I'm not sure the company was ever gonna let her do that.
In the defense of Charlotte, her father didn't give her many brain cells because he cut his forehead so many times, so the brain cells might not transferred over that well.
And you know, counting with the liquor, it just doesn't help her.
So let's talk about the match. Charlotte won, so thumbs up because she should have won, in my opinion. Some people would disagree highly, but I think in terms of that championship, it's Charlotte's championship. It was sadly made for her to get some ridiculous 16-time title, as we were talking, right?
She has 3 title reigns right now.
So let's just go for 16, like her father. But
I think that's a little much. You guys are predicting something that looks like a dark future.
But yeah, let's talk. Did the match deserve to main event? I'm gonna say match of the night was Roman and Rusev, but that was the opener. So it comes down to, given how everything built up to this, conclusion of the pay-per-view, was it justified? Was Sasha Banks and Charlotte justified to close the show? What do you guys think?
Let me just say, even though you love the Rusev and Roman Reigns match, no way that would have been a main event. Mainly because with Sasha Banks and Charlotte, it's a personal rivalry that's been dating back since NXT.
What about Rusev and Roman? He crashed the wedding.
Wait,
His,
shut up
his
and let
parents,
me explain.
the Mama Rusev and Mama Roman and Rusev,
Right.
Father Rusev, the Bulgarian family.
Shut up. Look,
Lana.
with Sasha and Charlotte, their rivalry dated back since NXT, of them starting a revolution with the females in the business, and in WWE no longer be treating the girls as divas but as women wrestlers,
Do you know who started the revolution?
Well, they.
Do you know who really started the revolution, Lenny?
If you say Abella, I swear to God.
AJ Lee and Paige.
Well, not really. Like,
Douglas.
the matches they had were okay.
Okay, but Sasha and Charlotte were pretty much okay up until a certain point. Also,
it's not that those two together made women's wrestling. It's the four, Bayley, Becky, and Sasha and Charlotte.
But they cut them in half.
Sasha Banks and Bayley made like women's wrestling like known again, and Charlotte is bringing in a family generation into it, and I think a revolution like that means way more than Roman Reigns pushing Rusev's wife into cake.
That was their wedding.
No, they had their wedding months ago.
That was their honeymoon.
Yeah, guess what?
Liv Morgan.
You're gonna have your honeymoon live on television. Guess what?
Other people have had other celebrations.
Had their honeymoon already.
Hey, other people have had other celebrations for other things.
Shut up. We're not mentioning
on live Raw.
Because you always mention that as an argument point, and I don't know why.
It's a great argument.
No,
that's
why. You want the main event match to be, oh my God, Roman Reigns put Lana.
No, that's what I said. Deserved to be the main event because
Crazy Mary Dobson.
Most people will say, "All right, the world title always needs a main event," and then other people say the hottest feud will main event.
That's not the hottest feud, though.
I like to think it is.
It's not. Everyone thinks that this rivalry is lame because it started through cake. And no
everyone loves this rivalry.
Everyone loves cake.
Who are you talking to?
Look at Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose. They fought over a plant.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
The thing. There was people fighting over a list.
It wasn't that they were fighting over a plant. It was that Dean Ambrose tried to cancel, the Jericho show that he has, the highlight reel. The thing that's been going on for nearly 2 decades that Jericho made famous for grabbing Shawn Michaels' head and putting it through television.
That wasn't even
it didn't
2
start
decades
because
ago.
of a plan.
That wasn't
it started
even 8
that
years
Dean
ago.
Ambrose wanted to fuck with Jericho. Roman Reigns' rivalry with Rusev started over a cake. No offense, no one's gonna care because
didn't it start over Roman or Rusev saying that he could beat anybody?
No,
and
it
Roman
started
came out
like
and
he was
interrupted him.
bragging about his
Donna,
winnings and
Donna, 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 Donna.
That's the thing.
It started.
with
It's actually started way back when Roman was stupid and got suspended.
look, we're not gonna mention him getting high. I'm talking about in the story perspective.
He had
The
Adderall, or
only-
not Adderall. Yeah, was it Adderall? Yeah.
Yep.
With everything that's happened, the most compelling rivalry on Raw is either Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins because of the authority figure, or Sasha Banks and Charlotte. Roman Reigns' rivalry I would put next to Bo Dallas turning heel. It doesn't really matter. It's just a time waster and trying to make Roman Reigns relevant with the United States belt.
I think Dana Brooke and Bayley's a more compelling storyline.
But it's like, how many times?
Sasha and Charlotte.
How many times can we do Sasha and Charlotte though? Because that's the problem with this whole Revolution. Revolution can't revolve around
the
4
same thing.
people. And
It's like what they used to do with Orton and Cena.
Having the same matches, doing the same thing. They're just adding another stipulation to it every single time, and then they're doing the same. It's gonna be the same circle all the way around.
Well, here's the thing. Like, let's say Sasha, she next on Monday, Raw tomorrow. She's gonna she suffered an injury in Hell in a Cell because of how brutal it was. That opens up the door for Bayley to get a chance, or for Dana Brooke to turn on Charlotte. It opens up multiple chances, and I would rather have a above average match of Charlotte and Sasha Banks over another boring Roman Reigns and Rusev match for United States belt, because I already seen that match too many times.
But we've seen Sasha and Charlotte too many times. It's like,
yeah, but it's more compelling putting them in these circumstances where Sasha is ultimately just trying to one-step Charlotte, who's extremely jealous because Sasha's the better talent. You don't care who's the better talent between Rusev and Roman Reigns.
I like to say
the only reason people care about Rusev and Roman Reigns rivalry is because they like to see Lana, and we did not get that pleasure tonight.
Whoa, it's because we got another pleasure tonight.
That pleasure was seeing Sasha Banks' ass and everything else in a brutal match, which I can't wait for Twitter to put gifs of those wedgie shots, which are going to be the ultimate reason why I'm giving this show a high rating.
All right, well, Mr. Leonard, what would you give it tonight?
Out of everything that's happened,
everything, the entire pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell 2016,
out of the entire out of everything.
Yep.
Even though I was not personally happy with the ending of Charlotte winning, because I'm sick and tired of Charlotte being a champion, because it's just irritating to me. Her promos are very stale and very one note. At least with Bayley, I could be happy because she's cute and she likes to hug people. With Charlotte, I get easily bored and irritated because it's just Ric Flair's daughter bitching and complaining. So,
which is kind of like Ric Flair bitching.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's Ric Flair bitching at Ric Flair, and I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate him yelling.
What would you give it?
I'm gonna give this show. I'm gonna give it a mediocre of 5. I'm gonna give it a 5 mainly because, to me, even though I hated Night of Champions, even though I hated most of the Raw pay-per-views that kind of happened, Clash of Champions, Night of Champions, I don't know why they changed it and went with the WCW pay-per-view.
At least they didn't say Clash of the Champions.
Well, either way, I'm giving it a 5 mainly because even though it was better than those shows for what was brought, it was still a pretty nothing show. In fact, I don't think anything in this show will last for the long run as something memorable. I think the only thing that's memorable so far that I can remember besides Sasha Banks and Charlotte's Wedgie Fest was Cesaro making Xavier Woods tap. That was a...
What about
it's kind of forgetful.
Brian Kendrick making TJ Perkins tap?
Well, no offense. TJ's like Hispanic. They always tap. I know this because I'm Hispanic.
Alright, Mullins, what would you give tonight?
Tonight, easily easily an 8.5, 9 area.
Well, at least someone's thinking straight tonight. I was gonna give it a 9.5.
You think I'm straight? You think I'm thinking gay?
No.
Tech? No, we're gonna fight right now.
Hey, Lenny, we cannot say those words on this channel. The people will get angry.
Yeah,
and then they'll
people
start
got
saying
mad.
stuff about Patrick Clark.
People
Yo,
got mad.
Tech, are you being a homophobe to my thoughts?
No, I'm not afraid of you. I'll fight you any day.
I'm not afraid of you.
I'll fight you any day, Lenny. No.
Yo, Tech, I'm gonna go to your place. We're gonna fight.
Dude, I'm Brian Kendrick. I'm a man with a plan.
Dude, I'm Patrick Clark. How's it going, guys?
I'll tap you out. I'll tap you out. It's easy as that.
You won't though. I'm gonna. Okay, yeah, that was our review of Hell in a Cell. I
2016.
personally thought it was average. Everyone has
Let us know your opinions down there in the comments below. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button.
I want you to
next time.
slap that ass like button, and I want you to put in the comments, VTech is a homophobe.
Get this trending on Twitter.
I want it
Hashtag
trend.
Roman Rusev owned this pay-per-view.
Hashtag you will be replaced.
See you, Raw.